Okay, so the Taladi are like, there's no one to sell things to. Boring. And they're heading off elsewhere. Oh my lord, we've got to just explore this whole place. Oh, imagine how bad it would be if you were at poor relations with the Terrans. I mean, we're not at great relations with the Terrans, to be fair, but imagine how bad it would be if you'd actually picked a fight with them and then tried to come along on this mission and just got blatted by that carrier. I keep misreading that alien's name as Nantucket. Thank you. Thank you for that, because now I'm going to start misreading it as Nantucket. And up until now, that was not how I was reading it. Well, let's, I think there was something out there.
Data has identified some points of potential interest. We are having trouble locking on to exact locations at this range.
I'll get over there.
Pinpoint them for us.
By all means. We're slowly bringing in some money. Almost back up to 1 million. I already used long range scan when I entered the system, though I was just about to before it gave me actual places to go, so I'll head over to here first. Is this what it feels like to reactivate a mass relay? Man, give me flashbacks to Mass Effect 1. Take care, James the Dabbler. Have a nice sleep, mate. Good night, buddy. Okay.
Hold on. I think I am picking up. Oh no, never mind that. Nothing of interest here. This system's peculiar conditions make getting accurate readings rather troublesome.
Okay. Bossatart, you're amazing.
Our team confirms that the Heretics End Gate does indeed contain the coordinates to the Kingdom End system. The timing cannot be coincidental, can it? Just after we received word from the Boron? Is it possible that their experiments were somehow related to the gate reinitialization?
Coordinates and timing are relevant, but not conclusive. The fact of the matter is that this is definitely not Kingdom End. Interstellar messenger drones are not the fastest form of communication. We do not know what has occurred on the Boron side since their last message.
How long have you...
Theoretically, a connection between the two gates is possible, but that is just a theory. It could well be that the systems were linked in the distant past.
Yes. Unfortunately, a theoretical compatibility does not mean much in itself.
Agreed.
If activating or reprogramming these gates were easy, I am certain I would have overcome the challenges long ago.
Basically,
the split
we're done.
didn't exactly give you a choice over your research focus. Could this be the Boron? Could they really have unlocked jump gate technology?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. At this point, any further hypothesis would be mere speculation. Until we have more evidence, keep your ideas off general comms. If you must elaborate your theories, feel free to put them in writing.
Oh, you actually want me to explore the ship? Okay.
Oh my! Could that
Why
be?
indeed. Oh, is this going to be the first Boron ship that we see?
Boron vessel.
My instinct says we should take a closer look.
Well, whichever Boron were here, they are no longer, sad to say, with us. slow right down. Have a look at this ship properly. Oh,
Your
it's telling me
ship's
to
sensors
explore
are
it.
picking up a weak energy signature amongst the debris. Assistant, I think you should suit up and investigate.
Assistant? Thought we were partners. Alright. Get up. Let's head on out then, I guess.
Hello.
Oh, hello. You are allowed out of your Pokeball.
Eclipse, Vanguard.
See
Repair
if you
panel.
can repair the panel to gain access.
Find the thing first. I should totally have a different weapon as well. I think everyone is super excited for the Boron ships, to be fair. I think a lot of people are just excited for something new. Uh-oh, slow down before you bonk into something. To get up there. Can I scooch through this hole? I think this suit is actually a lot more powerful than the one we had in the tutorial. Perhaps I've upgraded it or something. I don't recall though. This does not look to be in the right spot though. Oh, is it possible? Ooh, have we got something? Oh, it looks like we might have something actually. Yes, we do. Very glad that I spotted that though. So I was about to go up over the top. Scooch forward. Yeah. Looks like the door's just opened. Yeah.
Running decryption and reconstruction algorithm. The data is woefully incomplete, but it appears that this was an outpost of some manner. There are signs of an attack from several directions. It seems that the operators would have had little, if any, time to react. How frustratingly peculiar. I am forwarding all of this to our esteemed expedition commander. Perhaps he can garner more clues. I have my doubts, though.
Those are you have your doubts about pretty much everyone but yourself. To be fair. Okay. Explore newly reconnected system. We're back out to just regular exploring. Okay. Here's my ship. I have lost my ship. Well, poop. This is not a good thing. Ah, there we are. I see you.
Derelict, ship, Eclipse, Vanguard.
I'd like dock information,
Docking
please.
granted.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
Uh-oh. Well, you've got your orders. Run away. Yep. It's always a little bit more of a potch. No, slow down. To move around by jetpack, unfortunately. Could I get permission to dock again?
Docking aborted. Docking granted.
Wait, are you gonna open up though? Oh, okay. Never mind. I just needed to get close enough.
Hello there.
Right. Though I'm fairly certain that that was not meant to work that way, but let's back off a bit.
Explorer, you have an unidentified ship on an intercept trajectory. This is our first contact in the newly opened network.
Okay.
We have no idea of who they are or their intentions.
Where are they coming from?
Investigate, and if possible, make contact, but maintain vigilance.
You're still being attacked. Are you able to escape?
Oh my!
Oh! Oh!
Aliens! Please, do not be afraid. I shall disengage my armament.
Listen to the friendly Boron!
Greetings. I am so pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nilati.
Incredible! Finally, contact with our aquatic allies. Bosota, are you receiving this?
What did you say? A boron? Truly? A living, buoyant boron? Are my ocular
Living,
sensor organs
buoyant
deceiving
boron.
me? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Bosota, and I can barely recall another boron face. I have been riven from my people for that long. Will you please deign to share your time with me?
Oh.
I am Neela T, adventurer extraordinaire. I would be delighted to spend time with you.
As appointed delegate of the Alliance of the Word, please allow me to extend my greetings to you and your people. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Neela T.
I do not have any official capacity as such, but it is marvelous to be seeing actual people from beyond the disconnected.
The Boron
globe.
dating service.
How did you get here? Has a gate reopened? Are we connected once more? Oh, I knew it would have to happen eventually. What joyous news!
I'm loving the texture changing, the color transition for Neela T.
Has occurred. There was speculation that the Boron triggered the gate reinitialization. Messages from your scientists indicated that they were working on such a task. Please, can you direct us towards Kingdom End?
You were in contact with Kingdom End? That is marvelous news. It has been decades since we were cut off. We have heard nothing in all that time. The severing of the connection with Nishala has been indescribably distressing for all of us.
My system is in profound turmoil. To meet a fellow Boron after all these years is an incandescent joy. But to find that you, too, are cut off from the homeworld is a misery.
More than you know, Bosota. We have all mourned this loss.
But without access to Kingdom End, your Queen and Parliament, how do you govern yourselves?
After the severance, there was a period of chaos, until a royal steward was appointed. I have had dealings with him. It would be my pleasure to make an introduction.
Yes, please.
We must make haste. There is much to be discussed with your leadership.
Follow me, you cavalcade of curious creatures.
Of a clade of curious creatures. That's amazing.
Boron society not headed by a queen? This is somewhat hard to fathom.
Indeed, Bosota. From your own experience, you understand the pain of separation. I doubt other species appreciate the biological depth of our harmonious societal interconnection. It was worse than it is now. It used to be that all our systems were isolated. Severed, not just from Kingdom End, the Queen and Homeworld Nishla, but also from each other. Fortunately, several of our systems reconnected to each other eventually, but none received word from home. Reorganization became a necessity. The
That makes
provinces
sense.
adrift, as we call ourselves, were only ever intended to be temporary, but under the Royal Steward, it has grown into a comprehensive governing body. But some of us have never given up on Kingdom
That
End.
sounds like it might be
Your
leading into a
communication with the homeworld
bit
is
of an
momentous in the extreme.
conflict
Not a soul in these systems
of interest
has
at the
found
very
evidence
least.
of where the Kingdom End even still exists.
I wonder if the Boron are going to have a similar build, like, well, similar. I should say a different building method, kind of like the Terrans do. Or whether we'll be able to trade directly with the things that we make currently, or whether there's going to be a completely different production chain. Well, thank you very much, Detrius. I appreciate the not spoiling the story, because this is all brand new to me, and I'm enjoying it enormously. Though I feel like perhaps the fact that I hadn't completed like a load of the missions prior to this will lead.
Goodness. Someone from beyond our realm. Surely this indicates that our reports are correct. The once dormant gate has indeed resumed its function and brought our province into alignment with our erstwhile allies. You must realize what this means. All the resources of the Commonwealth are now within reach. At long last, a chance to end the shortages.
Oh, so there's shortages as well. But it feels a little bit disjointed that
Pick up
all
the
of them
pace.
know about Bozotar.
I must warn you, the provinces adrift are not awash with the luxuries of the old kingdom. The pain
Okay.
of severance has been constant, but our economy has also suffered. The shortages of essential goods have cut deeply. Reconnection with the network may alleviate some of these issues, at least.
That was a very weird way to emphasize what you were saying there.
Entering system.
Some
Barren Shore.
stations. Travel drive activate. View if any of the different storylines in X4 are directly connected to each other. Yeah, that's the implication I've gotten. The production chain is the production chain is the same, but the ship equipment is completely unique to Boron ships. Well, that's actually very, very cool to hear.
Let's see. You bring us guests, outsiders, with a fleet no less. What have you been up to?
More than that, Royal Steward, I bring momentous news. The fleet, this Paranid-led fleet, it came from the dormant gate in watchful gaze. They have communicated with Kingdom End. They have no Kingdom End gate, but they have communication. We are connected to the network once more.
My word, if...
The delegation seeks an audience. May I?
Yes, of course. There is so much to discuss, so much to consider.
Royal Steward, would it be in order for me to accompany the delegation?
I'm sure you have other things to do. Diplomacy is not the same thrill as exploration.
Please, Royal Steward, with your permission.
Of course, Neelati. By all means, accompany the delegation.
Explorer, you have displayed some usefulness thus far. I'm tasking you with joining us in meeting the Royal Steward.
Woohoo!
We have need of your insights.
I accept.
You have
Well.
clearly made an impression on the expedition commander. I sense you are becoming more central to his plans. Join the delegation. Watch this Royal Steward.
Docking.
I have some experiments to attend to, though I shall keep an eye on you.
Shall you? To rotate all the way around. Thunk. Perfect. Wanna go forward a little bit. There we are. Oh, sweet.
Successfully.
So we just got pulled into the ship. That's actually pretty cool.
A perfect equilibrium of function and ergonomics, and with such flair. My current abode is penurious in comparison.
Okay, well, let's have a look around before we actually go to where we're meant to go, because obviously we don't go where we're meant to be. How crazy. We're in the dock area here. Well, I guess we can travel to another dock area. Ooh. So this is probably Neela T's ship. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm loving the design inside. This is actually fantastic. Music is amazing too. But I have no idea if that's specific to this Boron ship or not. Right, we need to go to the bridge, but of course, we're going to go to the brig first. See if there are any scallywags in the dungeon, any Jeffs in the jail. I'm loving the... have you... is that actually water? It might not be, you know. It could actually be some sort of coolant fluid. It could be water as a coolant fluid. Okay, this is a remarkably... human design, it feels like. Yeah. Prisoners get to stare out the window at space. Constant reminder of where they might be shoved through an airlock to if they don't shape up. Crew quarters. Oh, this looks sadly very similar to what we've already got. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. I'll go in there. Go in there, okay. I was expecting something a little bit different there. I'll find me the generator room. Well, I suppose when you think about it, the lifts themselves are kind of human generic, or at the very least there's a standard template, but I like this. I'm kind of surprised the ship isn't filled with water as well. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. They're in some sort of like
my ropalium near explodes
reverse
with the joy
wetsuit
of welcoming esteemed visitors. This historic occasion is the first of its kind. I am Leda V, Royal Steward of the Provinces Adrift. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, and as her loyal servant, it is my profound pleasure to welcome an emissary of the Paranid Empire. And once business is out of the way, I insist you join me on a more informal tour.
Esteemed Royal Steward Leda V, thank you for your most gracious welcome. You must forgive me. I, Numunkaret, am no Empire emissary. I represent the Alliance of the Word, a diplomatic forum and scientific organization funded by various races across the network.
My. But do you have letters patent from the Empire? The provinces adrift are in dire straits. We must negotiate terms of assistance.
I am compelled to reiterate, I do not speak for the Paranid authorities. Though we do bring news which may bring joy. We have been in communication with Kingdom End. Limited, fragile communication, but communication nevertheless. Some months ago, we received word from your homeworld. It was heartening to discover that the Boron core has survived the shutdown and learn of their most ambitious endeavor. Their entire scientific resources are focused on understanding and manipulating jump gate technology. We humbly request your permission to investigate the dormant jump gates in your territory and to set up a scientific outpost in the region, should that be required.
There are so many implications to consider. This really is momentous. I am afraid I must decline your request, for now.
Well, at least it's a for now rather than a forever.
By the glistening waters of Nishala.
I fail to understand. We ask for no more than your permission. We certainly have no wish to be a drain on your resources.
Leader Wee, they are trying to connect us with Kingdom End. They have communications.
Neela T, this obsession with finding home is entirely yours. You may have the luxury of gallivanting around the galaxy in search of miracles, but I have responsibilities. I have the welfare of billions of souls to consider. Our guests have already made clear that the outside network, with all its resources, has been unable to connect with our homeworld. The priority at this juncture is the welfare of our people, and I shall not be distracted from that.
Honored host, we will of course expedite communications with the governments of the network. I'm sure emissaries are preparing as we speak. Yet, if we could simply...
Enough, please. I understand your request, but I do not think you understand what is at stake. Please have patience, but for now, the matter is settled.
They want to make sure they get... Ooh.
The Boron Queen's government itself is racing to reconnect, and you decline to facilitate? What kind of royal steward are you?
One who's trying to keep people alive, I guess?
From trading insults.
This is absurd. Our work is of the utmost importance. Your obduracy is beyond me. I shall take my leave.
He's just trying to keep his people
Back to the dock.
safe. Okay. That kind of went in a different direction than I was expecting.
Better, but all may not be lost.
I mean, I kind of see where Leader Wee is coming from. Like, Neela T immediately talked of shortages and just the kind of the things they weren't saying reflected that there was strife amongst the Boron here in what is it, provinces adrift, and I guess Leader Wee is more concerned with addressing the immediate practical needs of their people than
the Protectorate has
the
determined
potential
that
of
this system poses no threat to the citizens
connecting
of
to
Sol
Kingdom's
or the
End,
wider network.
or Kingdom End,
Our
when that
orders have
might
been deployed to
not
a position of
result
more
in
strategic
any
importance.
faster
Still,
deployment
stay
of aid.
alert. None of us know what might be lurking out there.
The Alliance of the Ward thanks you for your support. You shall proceed alone from here on. Our military friends are needed elsewhere.
I mean, a point in chat made, I mean, I guess, but it's not like letting them look around would slow down any sort of diplomatic negotiation. Would it not, though? That's the question. Would it not? It's kind of hard to say. Because the reality is that this is a scientific delegation, not a diplomatic one. It might take a while for them to get here. In a way, trying to keep the focus... Oh, are we moving? Trying to keep the focus on what they need right now avoids muddying the waters. But yeah, you might be right, though. But it certainly isn't cut and dry. I think they have kidnapped me. Hello. Oh. Can I talk with you?
Who does this fool think he is? Does he not understand the gravity of our mission? Withholding his consent? We shall continue without it if necessary.
I think that might be a bit dangerous.
Why do you think I remain on this fool's dock? And who are you to tell me to calm myself?
Someone just heard you threaten to
contributions to our mission.
go ahead without his permission.
Forget that I remain your superior. I must clear my head of the fool's petulance before I return to my post.
I mean, I don't know if he's afraid, but we could say that.
Yes, you are right. That much is obvious. I cannot help but wonder if there is more to the issue than that. Perhaps he is overly attached to his role as Prime Administrator of the provinces.
Oh, it's certainly possible.
Kingdom End would inevitably result in him having to relinquish power and standing.
That is quite possible. It's something I considered as well. I wonder, are we able to... Let's see, there's bridge to crew quarters. Let's go there. Wonder if Neela T is going to be here.
The steward and I have had our differences in the past, but I had no idea he would be so stubborn. I am so very sorry you had to witness that embarrassingly discordant display. Leader We and I disagree on much, but he is not a bad person, you know?
I didn't get the impression that he was.
Scared.
What is he afraid of?
I think he is scared of falling short. He carries the weight of the expectations of the entire provinces. He wants to keep everyone safe, and I think he fears that your expedition will exacerbate an already dangerous situation.
Dangerous situation?
Yes, fraught with danger. The provinces lie uncomfortably close to Kark territory. When Sanctuary of Darkness first connected to the provinces, it triggered regular attacks. We barely managed to protect ourselves with the meager military that we could cobble together. Thankfully, the waves have calmed for now. The Kark incursions eventually ceased. All attempts to communicate with these enigmatic creatures have failed, so I would hesitate to call it a ceasefire. It is more of a lull in hostilities. As you can imagine, the situation remains rather fragile.
Your quest for home was an obsession?
Oh, you took note of that, did you?
I did.
Time after time, I approach Leader
Oh my
B
lord,
for the
your
resources to find our way back home.
suit
But
changes
he has
colour
come to
along
the
with your skin. That's
conclusion
interesting.
that efforts spent on this endeavour come at an immediate cost to our people. I would hate for you to get the impression that I do not care for my fellow Boron here. Out on the fringes, I am truly seeking to make a difference for the people. Serving the Queen's subjects is a duty for me. You see, I do not like to draw too much attention to it, but I myself am the progeny of stranded minor royals. Before you bow or anything like that, I am not part of the direct line of succession, and that is not how our monarchy works in any case. Yet, it drives me to find a path back home, for the people to once again delight in a reunited, merry realm.
I adore the way the Boron speak. They are so politely optimistic in almost everything they do. Also, how you doing, Gary? It's always wonderful to see you in chat.
Pleasant travels.
I haven't yet spoken through everything with Leader We, actually. Perhaps I've missed an opportunity to do that, which I hope I haven't. But for anyone in chat currently who isn't already familiar with Gary the Gammerit, please do avail yourself of the button at the top of chat right now to pass them a follow. I assume you've been playing a bit of this. Gary, I know you've played X4. I've seen a bit of your VOD content on it, though not that much. I've seen that you've got a lot more coming out on Distant Worlds at the moment. Have you got an ongoing game of X4, or did you kind of hold off while the new DLC was kind of looming? Okay, apparently I can still talk to you. Really?
Hello again, Explorer.
Hello. Well, you kind of already talked about all of this.
Pleasant travels.
You're playing way too much of this at the moment. That's fantastic to hear. Right, let's head to the bridge then. It's been a while since I played. I've had the key for a little while. But For one reason or another, I haven't had time to sit down and actually dedicate a couple of hours to a stream. And it's been long enough that the first hour, maybe hour and a half of this stream was me going through the tutorials again and getting used to my throttle and stick.
Hello.
It's one of those things that if you stop playing a game where you use an uncommon control scheme for long enough, it's like, yeah, no, I've forgotten how to do anything.
Ah, the silent one from our disappointing introduction.
Are you okay?
I regret my approach at our meeting. You see, I have not hosted a diplomatic function in decades. Unfortunately, I am simply not in the habit of communicating with anyone other than Boron, you see. We Boron converse amongst ourselves, relying on complex structures of pheromones, not just mere words. There was so much to communicate, so much to cogitate upon, yet the words failed to convey my meaning. You must imagine it like painting an ocean, yet having only a single shade of blue with which to do so.
That's a very good analogy, actually. Why are you in this situation?
From time to time, I spend the waking nights pondering the very same question. It would be misleading to cast blame for all our miseries on the Great Shutdown. In fact, when we were first riven from the wider network, the vast majority of our Boron systems remained connected between themselves. Isolated from external threats, we commenced a new age of reflection and scientific endeavor. And while this period of peace brought the wealth of Kingdom N to fabulous new heights, we were not complacent. Resources were stockpiled throughout the Queendom, a precautionary measure. Oh, we thought we were prepared. Yet in truth, we were far from it. We Boron are inherently connected to each other, you see. We thrive on a collective sort of innate affinity. Once that connection was severed, each system found itself in complete isolation. Things fell apart quite quickly, I'm afraid to say. Productivity collapsed catastrophically. Stockpiles were depleted far more rapidly than anticipated, and there was no way to replenish them. After years of disarray, Great Reef finally reconnected with barren shores. Later, it was
I love the
joined
names
by
of the
several
systems as
other
well.
systems. The provinces adrift were founded, but by then the damage was done. We still lacked crucial resources. I contend that it was the collective psychological toll of the severance that caused this, more so than the evident logistical challenges posed by the shutdown.
I wonder if the color change is actually connected to it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I assume that the color changes are not connected to what's actually being discussed, like some sort of mood change. But I get the impression that that's probably what it's intended to be within Boron society, kind of like chameleons changing color to convey additional information in communicating with other chameleons and also with potential predators and things like that. Okay, well, let's go with perhaps it is a positive solution. If you help, we could, about the cock threat. We use force to resolve this permanently. Am I about to make some sort of promise that... maybe instead I'm just going to go through here. I'd like to skip through this if I could and just see if that other option comes up again.
Unfortunately, I am simply not in the habit of communicating with anyone other than Boron, you see. We Boron converse amongst ourselves, relying on complex structures of pheromones, not just mere words.
The interesting thing when it talks about pheromones,
so much to cogitate upon,
is how are they transferring the pheromones?
You must
if they're an
imagine
aquatic
it like
species,
painting
then
an
one would
ocean.
assume that
You
the
have
pheromones that they
only a
use are meant to
single
be
shade of blue with which to do
dispersed
so.
through water. I would imagine that would not happen in air in the same way. But instead of this ship being filled with water, now I understand there probably was a lot of restrictions on how they could present the interior of a Boron ship, and because not all species are aquatic, obviously, so it would be a case that every other species would have to wear some sort of aquatic suit to go into a Boron ship and interact with Boron. And that was probably just more trouble than it was worth, or more art assets than they could budget for. But when you think about the fact that they communicate through things like that, through pheromone, or rather it's a part of their linguistic tool set, it kind of feels to me like this current setup with them in spacesuits and air in their ship would actively impede that. It dispersed through water, so they likely are lacking that part of their communications when using these ships. Yeah. The environment suits might be able to detect pheromones and release them in nearby suits. It's possible that the suits are like kind of communicating with each other. That would kind of make sense. But yeah, it's an interesting question to come to. Yes, I mean, I'm on the bridge, essentially, here, so it's not a guest room, but it is also possible that they chose to put on reverse wetsuits, and then pressurized the ship so that the guests could walk on it, but that doesn't make too much sense. Actually, damn it, I meant to click on that. I meant to click on perhaps we could reconvene. Okay. If you help, we could use Neela's ties to increase your standing. I don't think that's what he's worried about.
Silent one from our disappointing introduction.
About the cockpit, we could use force to resolve this permanently.
Wiping them out is your solution? To simply exterminate a species? I understood that you entered our provinces in pursuit of scientific enlightenment, not bloodshed. Do these fins look like Terran appendages to you? Not all the inhabitants of this galaxy are driven by unmoderated barbarity. No thank you. If we can maintain peace, we shall do so.
I like that, actually. Perhaps it is a positive solution. If we help, we could use Neela's ties to increase your standing.
I am fully aware of Neela T's royal connections. Is it your opinion of me that I am some petty functionary who can be bought and sold, bribed by the highest bidder? You misjudge me, and you misjudge Neela T. For all our disagreements, I cannot conceive that she would be party to such a grubby approach. Of course I desire the return of the provinces adrift to the warm embrace of the homeworld. But what kind of servant would I be if I did so at the expense of the welfare of those under my charge? I find no reassurance in your words, only distaste. My principal concern is the welfare of the Boron of the provinces. Your expedition will expose them to needless jeopardy.
Leader Wee, this is Numunkaret. Of the word, and the importance to the network of reconnecting.
Wait, we're talking about solutions a bit.
As we speak,
our
representatives are in conference with our allies.
I missed that.
The agenda is how, and indeed whether
I was on the naming game tab, my bad.
Your ludicrous obstruction leaves me no choice but to twist your arms. Fins. If your economy is your priority, then I hold the keys to unlock it.
Blackmail? You, Numankaret, are no scientist. You are a brigand and a charlatan. And yet, you leave me no choice but to accede to your dangerous demands. But mark my words, you have made no friends here in the provinces adrift. Someday, you may regret that. With the gate in watchful gaze reactivated, to our knowledge, only 3 more dormant gates remain in province space. One is located in Ocean of Fantasy, another in Barren Shores. The final one was discovered by scouts in Sanctuary of Darkness. If Sanctuary of Darkness sounds foreboding, you may find that the name is fitting. It is host to a significant Ka'ak infestation. Urgh. Even uttering the name makes my fins
Oh, good night,
tingle.
Persephone.
Yet I must remain firm on the matter. Do not, under any circumstances, engage with the Ka'ak. Every interaction with them results in horrific conflict.
You have our word, Leader Wee. We shall do everything in our power to avoid undue provocation.
Thank you. And may I bestow upon you a gift? As a sign of goodwill to move past our altercation, we have prepared for you a fighter ship. A humble gift, but hopefully it will be of use to you in the times ahead.
Explorer, you have done well to secure access for us to continue our mission. Please, claim the scout ship as your own. May it serve you well.
Well, considering we pretty much seem to have gotten the bad outcome from that, the fact that we've got a ship at the end is pretty good, I guess. But I'm kind of pleased. A lot of people in chat saying, "Wow, that went a very different direction than we're used to." That actually feels kind of good in a way to have taken a path, an alternate path, and afforded people a chance to see something different. How does one get into this Boron ship? Assuming... Is this even my Boron ship, actually? Or just a Boron ship? It's probably just a Boron ship, actually. There's a handle on the underside.
I am already familiar with the gate in Ocean of Fantasy. If you supply me with the necessary equipment and provide me with a few pointers as to what exactly I am to do, it would be my deepest pleasure to assist.
Excellent. The Alliance shall investigate Barren Shores. That only leaves the matter of the final gate, the location of which is somewhat more precarious. Explorer, you
That's
have
pretty cool.
excelled thus far. Put that new fighter of yours to good use, and find Sanctuary of Darkness. It seems that you are best suited to this task.
Okay, well, top in. I would kind of like more information.
Reunited with my fellow Boron. It never crossed my mind that they might be in such impoverished circumstances. I know that the Alliance has received communications from Kingdom End, but those were dispatched decades ago. Hopefully, they have fared better than the Boron here. I am curious about the contents of their message. Just how much of their preliminary findings have they shared with their Alliance counterparts? Once we have gained access to both gates' data, maybe the Alliance really intends to conduct experiments from our side too. Trying to manipulate gates would be an incredibly involved undertaking. Yet it seems as though Numankaret is single-minded about the whole endeavor. Can you imagine the possibilities that would be open to us if we could manipulate these gates at will?
That Have we got a pilot on this ship with a 5-star rating? What the dickens? No, that's me. Never mind. I'm amazing. Always knew it. Always knew it, never doubted. Right, okay, well. At this point... Where are you going? Why are you heading back? No. Where are you going? Stupid ship. I think we're going to send you to scout some areas around here, I think. Let's go see what we can find. Okay, let's kill those. I want you to explore this area thoroughly. For now. And once you're done, I would like you to visit known stations in this area as well. So, yeah. I would like your behaviors to be a little bit different. Deploy, it's fine. Comply to police, though. Alright. Actually... Collect drop crates and run from police. Something else. Collect the lockboxes as well. Alright. You can go and do that. As for us, time for us to
Thanks
take
to
off.
the newly opened trade routes, we have commenced rebuilding our shipyard. You are, of course, most welcome to aid us in our undertaking.
Okay.
Your efforts will, of course, be lucratively compensated.
I have arrived
Marvelous.
at my designated inactive gate. I shall commence taking readings immediately.
Alright. Sadly, though, that's the point where we're going to be wrapping up the stream for today. Why am I moving backwards? Oh, I'm caught in the gravity one of this ship. Let's leave it. There we go. We were being pulled along with it. But that is going to be it for us. I know. But it's coming up to that time. We're arriving at the almost the 7-hour mark, so I think that's going to be it for us. But first, I am going to check out these weapon systems. Oh, I like that. And I like both of them, honestly. Very much like both of those. Right. Okay, well, that is going to be where we leave things. We've got a little bit of money in the bank, I guess. Let's have a quick gander at that. Yeah, 1.1 million. We've got enough to get a couple more traders out there. Definitely enough to start work, or rather to expand our current station, though I'm eager to get a gas mining station up and running. Which would probably... I think we need to go through this jump gate. I think there is a very gaseous sector just north of Black Hole Sun 4 that we would want to set up a gas mining station at, making graphene and things like that. And then we could have a hub station pulling from both of them to sell and to manufacture and sell things like hull parts. I think that will probably be a way for us to go. Hopefully we can look more into Boron style ships if we get a chance to, because I definitely like the look of that weapon. The Gatling weapon specifically. Let's see, has that... Oh, the Boron Provinces Adrift is still +5. It's actually not a negative one. Nice. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, time for us to wrap things up, though. I am terribly sorry to say. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you will join me for the next. But until next time, and as always, take care, everyone.